Hi, everyone. I'm here with Katie McCullough. Katie is a 6:15 a.m. gym member, and Katie is probably somebody you've seen on a leaderboard and wonder, who the heck is this girl and how is she so strong and so fast? So today we're talking with Katie about nutrition. Welcome, Katie.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So give us a little background about what your history has been with your workouts and what a day is like for you coming to the gym. Just a little bit about who Katie is.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Um, so I have been doing CrossFit um, for almost 10 years now. And I have moved all over. So I started in North Carolina, went to South Carolina, went to Johnstown, and then moved to
Mhm.
Pittsburgh area. So um, I'm not new to CrossFit, but I'm new to Arsenal and I'm new to nutrition,
Okay.
which might sound strange, but it's real. So I used to work out so that I could eat.
Yeah, that's very true for a lot of people.
Yeah. But having worked with you, I've learned that I eat so that I can work out, but also just have a lot more energy. Um, I had taken a bit of a hiatus when I had my son, and I joined Arsenal when he was 6 months. And since then, it's just been this new process of like regaining strength and ability. And now, having done nutrition for 3 months, I have so much energy.
Mhm.
um, and I have even more ability to push through what I call like my barriers in
Right.
workouts.
Mhm.
And I attribute that because of, well, the programming, but also nutrition. Um, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
excellent. So I know you don't live around the corner, so it is, quite a distance that you come from home and you have to wake up really early to join that 6:15 a.m. class, and you've learned some great ways to help fuel your body before you make it to the gym at that time. Can you share with us things that you're doing to help prepare for class and you're just not rolling out of bed and driving to class?
Yeah, no, it's like a whole process. So I live 45 minutes away from the
Mm.
gym. That's without traffic. So I wake up between 3:45 and 4 o'clock, and the first thing I do is drink a glass of water.
Good job.
That has become like a new habit of mine. And I drink another glass of water as I'm getting ready, drop my son off at daycare, and am drinking more with a protein bar as I'm getting to the gym. So I get to the gym around 6:15, so that I can work out before I go to work. And it's a process. It's a lot of commitment and intentionality, but it is worth it.
Good. And you mentioned that you go to work right after you're at the gym. So you're at the gym almost 5 days a week, if not 5 days a week. You're a full-time mom, you have a full-time job. So managing nutrition has been something that's also kind of like a full-time job, taking care of yourself. So how have you been able to manage all of those factors in your life at the same time as managing your nutrition?
Yeah, well, it didn't come easy,
Mhm.
but I continue to keep with it and keep with it. And I'm not perfect by any means. Um, my eating is not perfect by any means, but I continue to try and try and try. And so, yeah, I prep my food before, like the night before, and I'm
Mhm.
entering it into a daily log so that I know my daily macros. I'm being mindful of how much water intake I'm having. And it's really helped create more energy for me to be with my son as well. It used to be that I would get home from work, I'd be hungry, I would just grab whatever I wanted, and I wouldn't really have a lot of energy to like play. But that is also changing. So, um, yeah, just intentionality behind it and consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so far the journey that you've been on has been, rewarding and satisfying, but there've been some barriers, and if you wouldn't mind sharing what maybe some of those barriers were and what you have done to overcome those.
Well, there's a lot of barriers with nutrition. For me, I really love chocolate, all things sweet, and chips. I try not to eat a lot of those things. Although I don't say, oh, I can't have them. I'm just very intentional about moderation.
Right.
And so just being more intentional about what I'm putting in my body, what I'm fueling my body with. So that was one of the biggest barriers. Not, opening up a bag of chips and just sitting down and eating half the bag. Because that's real life for me. It was real life for me. Correction. Yeah. So being intentional about that and really just being mindful of, you know, what is actually in the food that I'm eating. Trying to be more intentional about vegetables, which I hadn't been very intentional about before. I used to think, oh my gosh, there is some peppers and onions on this piece of pizza, so that's vegetables. That's not good enough anymore, right?
It is
So
not.
yeah, no. So making those adjustments. Um, I also enjoy an alcoholic beverage from time to time.
And
So
you enjoy those foods still. It's not
yeah.
that you've completely eliminated them. You said you are still able to enjoy those things and still stay on track. There've been times that you've been on this journey that you've gone off track, and maybe in the very beginning you were like, oh no, this is going to derail my progress.
Hmm.
And you would agree that having those things that you like to enjoy every now and then has not derailed any progress, and it still keeps you on track.
So true. Yeah, that's actually been very surprising for me.
Yeah.
That I can still enjoy the foods, the things that I really like, and splurge, and I'm still being consistent with, losing body fat, still gaining
Mhm.
muscle, and still having the energy that I really do need. So
Yeah.
that's been
You're
nice.
you're a busy person with a long day every day, so having that energy to support you throughout your day is very crucial for you. So
Agreed.
that's good.
Yeah.
And I know in the very beginning, we had our first discussion. After we had our discussion, you were a little skeptical of the process, and you didn't believe maybe that you can still do some of these things while seeing progress. How has that changed?
Yeah. At the beginning, I was like, Arlene's a little crazy. This is actually a lot of food that I'm eating. How am I possibly going to be eating this much food and still changing my body chemistry? Also, this is so much water. These were my thoughts at the beginning. Like, it's impossible to drink this much water. But that is not true. It is possible. And it's just been really rewarding and very surprising, actually, how much it helps and how much my body's already starting to change and my energy level just because of the consistency and sticking with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've definitely stuck through it, and you're doing so well, and you'll continue to do well. And, in the future, you've learned all these habits that have been helping you throughout the way that you'll probably continue for a very long time. Would you mind sharing with us one new habit, maybe two if you want, that has been beneficial and eye opening for you?
Yeah, one fantastic habit is really starting my day off with water. I didn't realize how big of a difference my whole day can be just because I'm actually hydrating enough. And this is still an area of growth for me. There's still a lot more that I could be consuming, but compared to where I was to compared to where I am, it's such a big difference and I can feel it. So that's one of the big ones. And also just, meal prepping and being able to know exactly what I'm going to eat ahead of time and still being able to like go out to the restaurant and
Mhm.
still have in mind like what I'm going to have and a certain amount of macros for that meal has actually been very helpful. I can still do the things I enjoy to do. We can still go on dates and I'm still able to keep in line with my goals.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And you have. And, you're going to continue to do that long term. You're going to continue seeing the results because you're putting the work behind it. Yeah. And if there's any piece of advice that you would want to offer to somebody who maybe is on the fence or they feel like they're struggling a little with managing their fitness goals, what advice would you give them?
Try it. You don't know until you try it. And that's exactly my mindset before I started this nutrition journey. And that was my mindset when I first started CrossFit almost 10 years ago. You got to try it and see if it's right for you. And you might be surprised.
Absolutely. Well, Katie, full of surprises these past 3 months. I look forward to seeing what the future brings for you. And I thank you for your time today and sharing your thoughts and your journey with us.
Thanks so much, Arlene.
Thanks, Katie.
Bye.